So, all right. It is now 3 minutes past 9, Monday night. I've got the blinds open here. Look how light it is. I've actually got daylight still at 9 o'clock. Bloody love summertime. Bit boiling though. I've not gone for coffee tonight. I've gone for a Ribena Frusion infused with lemon peel water, on offer £1 at Sainsbury's right now, half price. Other brands are available. Lee Martin says, Ross, I full on look forward to this Monday night get together. Lee, I full on look forward to all you lot joining. Thank you so much for being here. If you're listening on the audio experience on Spotify or on iTunes, huge shout out to you. We do this every Monday night, 9 p.m. till 10 p.m. Something to do with the acting industry, something that's going to help you get further, faster in your career, something to do with personal development some weeks. And tonight is a little bit different because it's the 1st of the month, 1st of July, as we record this. I'm just throwing it open to you lot. I've got a few things to go through. I'm going to show you what's going on actsonthis.tv this month. If you're here because you've joined on the mailing list on actsonthis.tv, you've never been to one of these live broadcasts before, every Monday night we do this. And if you haven't got a clue what actsonthis.tv is, it's a website that I've been running for the last 8 years. My name's Ross. I'm an actor myself. I sit down with very successful actors, writers, producers, casting directors, agents over on actsonthis.tv. I record podcasts with them on a weekly basis and put that up on actsonthis.tv for you lot to listen to, video broadcasts, live broadcasts. And now we started doing phone-in podcasts as well, where I'm interviewing a guest. We've done the first one with an agent, great agent, Archie Purnell from Icon Actors Management in Manchester. And not only am I interviewing them and answering, he's answering questions that you guys have submitted beforehand, but we now ring 4 or 5 actors from the actsonthis.tv community if you're a premium member, and we get you on the phone so you can speak to them as well. So if you've no idea what the website is, go check it out, actsonthis.tv, sign up, get a membership. Change your bloody life. Alma, what's going on? He says, only getting messages. What do you mean, Alma? You're not seeing any video. Refresh the page if you're having any issues on Facebook. I can see it going out perfectly, so it looks like it's all right. Michael is here. Lowry's now in the house as well. So thanks for joining us. So tonight, we're going to do an open Q&A, basically, where we're just going to chew the fat on anything to do with the acting industry, your career, any personal questions about anything to do with, God, it could be anything, I don't know, show reels, headshots, agents, getting auditions. Maybe you're looking to, I don't know, change agents, change something up in your career this year. I've got 2 podcasts coming out that are going to help you. These are 2 premium podcasts I'm just going to go over first of all. The first one, I'm going to throw a picture up on the screen. I recorded on Saturday. Really, really interesting chat. You know how the last few podcasts I've been doing, we've been focusing a lot about actors creating your own work, right? I'm a huge advocate of actors taking their career into their own hands, not just sitting at home, waiting for the phone to ring, feeling miserable, getting depressed, looking at Twitter and seeing everybody else working except them, not just relying on your agent or, thinking, I'm on Spotlight now, I've got a headshot, I've got a show reel, that's me done, I'm just going to go and sit there, watch Netflix and hopefully something's going to happen, because it's not. I'm a big advocate of people taking the career into their own hands and creating their own work. So I released a podcast not long ago, middle of last month, with a guy called Liam Collins, who had created his first short film called My Toughest Battle. It starred Brooke Vincent from Coronation Street, you'll know her as Sophie Webster. He took us through the whole process of how he basically got that film created. It was an idea in his head. He's not a writer, he's dyslexic, can't write, found a writer to write it for him, crowdfunded, went out, hustled for money, raised £20,000. He talks all about it in the podcast, how he raised that money, put a crew together, employed actors, and has come out with an incredible film that's now doing really well on the film festival circuit. I interviewed on Saturday another 3 guys who have done just that, and they are these chaps here. You'll know the guy on the left there as Billy in Emmerdale. Any Emmerdale fans in the house? Got anybody who likes Emmerdale? Real name, Jay Consul. Awesome lad. We've got Michael Keogh in the middle, actor turned director now. You'll know him as the founder of Inspire Actor Studio in Manchester and Birmingham as well. I've got a newcomer on the right there. Absolutely awesome guy, Jonathan Blake. He's only 17 years old. He stars in the film that these guys have made. It's called Underwater. It's a film about a young lad. He's a swimmer. Jonathan plays him. And he's a hugely promising swimming career, basically. It looks like he's going to go and do really, really well. From a pretty dysfunctional family, though. His mum and dad, very preoccupied with work. They're kind of high flyers, not taking a lot of interest in him. His brother is completely the opposite of him. His brother's very much a bit of a jack the lad, doesn't do well at school, feels that his brother, who's the talented one, is getting all the attention. And yeah, the character that Jonathan plays goes through a really rough time with his mental health, effectively, and feeling like he's underwater. Won't tell you how it ends. Doesn't end that great for him. But this is an idea that Jay on the left there woke up with literally in the middle of the night. He said, I woke up in the middle of the night, and he was really emotional. It was like he had this idea in his head for this kind of story. It wasn't this exact story, but again, he wanted a writer. So he's like, look, I don't know how I can get this idea out of my head onto a page in a form that we can work with if I was going to make this as a film. But he went out and he found a writer, found somebody who could. And I know there's loads of people in this community that we have here right now, actors who are really creative, have ideas for films based on experiences that they've had, or they've just, like, you might have just woken up with an idea, and you're scared. You're like, oh, you know what? I can't do it. I don't know how I'm going to do it because I'm not a writer. I can't do this. So the podcast that we recorded with these guys, another hour and 40 minutes on how they made it happen, how Jay got this idea out of his head that he woke up with in the middle of the night, into a workable format. Again, crowdfunding, raising money, pulling in favors. And you know what we talk about a lot in this podcast that I see people shitting all over in the acting industry, and it annoys the hell out of me because it's so much of it is fueled by entitlement, right? And it is working for free. So many actors who have done sweet FA, literally nothing. They've just woken up one morning and gone, right, that's it, I'm an actor. They put themselves out there, right, I'm an actor, that's it, and then they won't work for free. They jump on this bandwagon, the equity have come up with no pay and low pay and all this sort of stuff, and I'm a complete advocate for people being paid their worth if they're in a professional contract. If you're working for ITV or BBC, yeah, you know what, they've got the budget, they're going to be able to pay you. You don't necessarily have to work for free for those boys or girls, but when you're kind of like working your way up, or you've got a creative idea and you all want to come together to make something that's really, really great happen, work for free. These guys work for free. They brought in loads of crew who were at the top of the game. There was a company from down south in London who had to film them underwater. All the underwater scenes that you'll see are quite spectacular in this film. They filmed it all free. And these guys work on huge budgets with people all around the world, and can demand thousands of pounds, really believe in the script and the guys behind it. I'm like, we're going to do it for free. And they talk about in this podcast pulling in favors from everywhere. So I'm a huge advocate. I've ended up earning, I've said this loads of times before, tens of thousands of pounds through working for free initially. I do a lot of voiceover in this industry, and so many times I'll be in a voiceover session and they'll say at the end, Ross, can you just stay behind and just voice this test thing that we're doing? We're pitching for a client. Maybe it's, I've done it before for like Iceland back in the day when they were pitching for, it was a company, Tom Reddy agency, I think, were pitching for the Iceland adverts. And we're like, Ross, whilst you're here, I was at this studio in Manchester, it doesn't exist anymore, called 422. And the engineer was like, whilst you're here, mate, please could you just voice these lines? We're not going to pay you for it. We can't pay for you yet because it's just a test, just a guide for the actual client. But if they like it, it's a really high possibility they're going to use you for the advert. So you rock up and you go, yeah, of course, you just go, and that's why mums go to Iceland. Say that a few times, crab sticks, £1, all this sort of stuff. And then they end up getting the job. I end up landing the role like of the guy doing the voiceover. And then you go, right, well, there's £5,000, £6,000 in the bank. And I wouldn't have done that had I not, did work for free initially. And it just, it's not always going to result in loads of money, but it might result in something great that really takes your career forward. So Jonathan, the guy on the right here, he starred in the film. He landed Shepherd Management, great London agency, off the back of the film. Now, he put £1,000 of his own money into it. So he not only worked for free, he paid £1,000 of his own money over time, as they were going, a few hundred quid here, a few hundred quid there, whatever. But then landed a fantastic London agent out of it. So just, pays dividends, doesn't it? So that podcast is going to be out on Wednesday, I hope. I'm at a read-through tomorrow for the last block of this Netflix drama I'm doing. And then hopefully I'm going to be able to edit the vlog and edit that podcast for you guys on Wednesday. So that's for all premium members of actsonthis.tv. If you're not a premium member, it's £2.50 a week, right? And ultimately, it's just money that's going towards me creating these features. It's not a fat cat organisation where there's shitloads of money everywhere. It isn't at all, and those people who've been a member of it know that. So please, support the community, get involved with that. But that's out on Wednesday, and then I've got another podcast I'll tell you about in a second when I just dive into these comments. Let's see what's coming in. Let's have a look. Kerry says, trying to concentrate while my 2-year-old is jumping on my head. Don't jump on your mum's head, 2-year-old, or settle down, settle in. watch this for an hour. You might have a little 2-year-old actor on your hands there, Kerry. You could get him working. I watch Emmerdale. Brilliant stuff, says Caitlin. So you'll enjoy it. Yeah, Jay talks about, how Emmerdale's changed his life as well. He's only in his, I think he's late 20s, Jay. And just talks about how much, landing a job that early in his life has kind of changed it. Paul said, listen to that podcast with Liam the other night. Gave me so much inspiration for distributing a web series I wrote and I'm producing, filming in the summer. Nice one, Paul. And again, if if anyone needs any help with this stuff as well, the Acts on This community, we've got a whole private community. You've not only got the Facebook page, but we've got an entire private community of all premium members, people who really take their career, seriously, professional actors, over on the site in the members area. If you need any help filming anything, Paul, or distributing stuff like that, come and post like in here. This is an entirely private community. It's not the Facebook page. By all means, use the Facebook page, use the the Facebook group. But on the actual website, we've got so many people who are like, just know their shit. Like, there's a difference, isn't there, between knowing your shit and knowing you are shit. They know their shit, as in they know it, they know what they're doing. Come and use it. Utilize the Facebook group as well. Lots of people with expertise in there, which is good. Sophia loves Emmerdale as well. App for TV holding an agent panel every now and again. Yeah, App for TV. For those in Manchester, I noticed they're holding an agent panel soon. My own agent, Jane Hollywood, is on that panel, along with Archie, who I interviewed, did the agent phone-in a couple of weeks ago as well, and a couple of others. Definitely, if you're in Manchester and you're looking for an agent, it's worth going to. Andrew Lorden in the house said he's made it. Hello. Lauren's here as well from the US. Nice. All right, Lauren Kinsella from the US. Thanks for being here. All right, Joe, hope you are well. Steve Wayne says there's some great projects out there that are unpaid but helps your career. Rebound was unpaid. So so Steve and Andy Connor did a web series called Rebound that I covered in my vlog, and you'll have seen it everywhere online because Steve posted it every 2 seconds. Fair play though, Steve. So everybody's watching it. But yeah, of course, and look what that's done. You've won awards with it now. That'll open doors for other stuff. You've obviously just learnt the whole production process, through it as well. So you're going to be able to produce even better stuff in the future. Creating your own work, just so important. And also just to feel fulfilled. One of the conversations, and let me know if you agree with this, right? I think a conversation in this industry and in the community and just in life in general has to happen around what success actually is. In terms of, we tend to, if we're not careful as actors, pin success as I'll be successful when I land a role in that. I'll be successful. Ultimately, you know what? In most people's, if we're going to take it general terms, most people's success is £1 million. That's it. That's what they pin as the barometer for success. And I think we need a conversation in society, in the acting community, and just in life in general, to say, actually, you know what? Like, success is actually just being happy. Just really, really is. It's nothing to do with any of this stuff that's external, this extrinsic motivation for achieving shit. Because I know a lot of very, very rich, miserable, unhappy, clinically depressed people who literally have been in really dark places to the point where they've, considered finishing it over the last couple of years. I've had real conversations with friends of mine who are successful, who have come out of the blue and gone, God, you know what? I've actually thought of ending my life twice this year. That's real shit. That's like scary, right? And no acting job's ever going to, get you out of that hole. We need to be looking at, things that actually do make you happy. And for a lot of creatives, a lot of actors, it is that feeling of fulfillment through creating work, through being in stuff, through feeling like you're making progress. And you get that from making your own work. I get that from doing a live broadcast on a Monday night with you lot for an hour, recording a podcast, shooting a vlog. It doesn't have to be telework. I was at a read-through today for a new BBC drama called Life, which is brilliant. Got some incredible people in it. I had a bit of a masterclass of acting off Alison Steadman today. She's just amazing. And I'm not in it. Just went to the read-through because I'm like, it's going to help you out. And it just, that's still fulfilling because you just, you're performing, you're being creative. But I've not got a role in it. I mean, maybe I'll get one, I don't know. But you don't have to always be working to be happy. If you're creating your own work or you're being creative, you're going to feel happy. Ollie Hewitt in the house, how you doing? Brendan's here as well. Bobby's here from Ireland. He says, in the 2 years I've acted, I've done about 5 paid projects versus 40-something unpaid for the experience, all because I love the project, as it's all helping me to get to doing the paid gigs. Yeah, absolutely. Of course it is. Work begets work, doesn't it? That's just it, A working actor just gets more work. That's why sometimes it's frustrating, because you're like, shit, they always seem to be doing something. And it's because they started, whereas you've probably just not started. You've not hustled hard enough for those first 2, 3, 4 jobs that are going to lead to people thinking, God, like, Bobby's busy, isn't he? He must be in demand. Right, let's get him involved with this project. Sharon's here as well. Ricky says, Ross, mate, I don't know how you have time to do anything. Oh, mate, there's not enough hours of the day, is there? But just constant hustle, man. Do you know what? It's just don't know what it. I don't know. It's a combination of a few things for me. Those who know me well, and I don't want to keep banging on about it, talk about it all the time now. But like, it's the eye condition I've got, mate. I know, and I know it. I can end up working too hard as well. For those who don't know, I've got degenerative eye condition. I might only have about, I don't know, 10 or 15 years of vision left, which scares the shit out of me. If I'm honest with you, completely petrifies me. I don't often kind of like fixate on it because there's nothing I can do about it, but it definitely, without a doubt, pushes me to do shit today that I might not be able to do tomorrow. And I don't mean literally tomorrow, but yeah, it suffocates excuses. And I'm not saying I wouldn't work hard if I didn't have that. I probably would. I've been blessed with great parents. My dad just, showed me what work ethic was. Literally worked himself to death. The guy, I never saw him have a day off work. And then, he hadn't realised, but he was at work. He had a heart attack on the Wednesday, Ricky. Came home, thought he had indigestion, popped a couple of Gaviscon, died on the Thursday. He worked himself through a heart attack, basically, quite a major one as well. So he just showed me, bless him, man. He just showed me what work ethic was. I'm not laughing at it. He'd laugh at it with me now. Like, it was 2006 when it happened, but worst thing that ever happened in my life, to be honest with you. But looking back, you're like, holy shit, Dad. Like, I know you were a hard worker, but like, freaking hell, you're taking the piss, man. Like, you literally worked yourself to death. So I've got that. I think maybe that might be my DNA, mate. I don't know, but I definitely I'm very practical, and I feel that life's all about alternatives. So I think sometimes we can get caught up in our head about regrets, fears, and I'm just like, well, what's the alternative? I do this, and I'm scared a little bit, and maybe it goes wrong, and then I don't get the result that I want. But what's the alternative? Well, you don't try it, and you don't get the result you want by default. And I know it's cliched, and I'm certainly not, without a doubt, I'm not like fearless at all. I'm interviewing a guy on Thursday, I'll tell you about in a minute, who literally says he's fearless. I don't know if I buy it. I don't know if anyone's fearless. I feel we can grasp that fear and push through it, but I feel that we all must feel it, Feel the fear and do it anyway, innit? Great book by Susan Jeffers. But just work ethic. But honestly, it's keeping momentum up as well. Sometimes when you drop out of it, if I had a week off, I know I'd find it much harder to get back in. If you've ever been at the gym every day for a long time and then you have a week off, that first day back, is so hard to get yourself back into the rhythm of things. So for me, it's just a matter of keep going, Ricky. Definitely. Sharon says, Emmerdale is my dream, so want to be a dingle. Well, you know what, Sharon? Why not? Why not go for it? Absolutely. Are you in touch with Faye Styring, casting director at Emmerdale? Have you sent it your show reel? She's on Twitter. Have you been in touch with any of the cast, any of the directors, any of the writers? The soaps have a huge pool of writers. Are you networking with those people? Spoke about it last week, how important social media is. Do you know what we should do? Do you know what? Let's do this, right? As a little experiment. Remember I was telling you last week about like how ultimately if you want attention online, and wanting attention is not a bad thing, right? It's not. I said this last week. It's not like you're craving attention because you're insecure. If you're putting out good quality content and you deserve people's attention because you're adding value to their lives, attention is the ultimate arbitrage. You can leverage so much. That's why celebrity is not what we want, but in terms of like the people who can ultimately leverage people. And get them to move and act on things that are important in life. I mean, you can do two things with celebrity. You can either sell them a shitload of makeup, like Kim Kardashian, or you can, start world movements off, like, I don't know, the Oprah Winfrey's, the Mother Teresa's, the Barack Obama's of the world, I don't know. Choice is yours. Doesn't mean that, celebrity or, attention is bad. But if you want to start building it, you've got to be proactive. And I was saying just simple things. So I'm going to go over to Twitter and let's just do as a little experiment because I didn't get a chance to do this fully last week. Remember, I was searching for kind of tweets to interact with as an actor to get other people, I was saying about adding value to people's lives, to get other people to follow you online and stuff and actually, become part of your following, supporting each other. Let's go over to Twitter and we'll do this because we're going to have like half an hour or so to see actually what happens. Search bar, top of Twitter here, right? See, it says recent searches there. Look at what my recent search is. The hashtag actor's life. Go to your search bar on Twitter, type in actor's life, right? It's one of the most used hashtags for actors, obviously, on Twitter. it'll bring you to this page here. Okay, your search results. Now, you can filter your search results by the top search results, your latest search results. Those on the audio experience, apologies about this, but do it. Open up your phone, go into Twitter, hit the magnifying glass and type in Actor's Life, okay? Select the latest tab. This is going to show us some people who have literally just been posting with the hashtag Actor's Life. So Scott Butler, 3 minutes ago, no freaking idea who he is. Have a few movies coming up for the second half of the year. Time to get in shape. Okay, so he's promoting something called Savoy Active. That must be a gym. You can use his discount code. Not interested in the discount code, Scott. Thanks ever so much, though. Let's see what else we've got. Massive thank you for including me with this talented ensemble. So that's somebody wishing someone happy birthday who's an actor. Ryan Enever says, advice needed. I've been contacted by casting directors to audition for a small speaking part in a big film, and when sending the sides to me, they asked if I have an agent. I'm currently unrepresented. Will this go against me in any way? It's the first time without an agent. Right. I'm going to like that. I'm going to send him a reply. And in my opinion, I think absolutely not, Ryan. It's only going to be the quality of your tape. That's what he's saying. I'm currently representing. Will this go against me? It's first time big film. I sent aside. They've asked if I have an agent. That matters here. Best of luck, my man. Go smash it. So, absolutely not, Ryan. It's only going to be the quality of your tape that matters here. Best of luck, my man. Go smash it. And I'm going to add on the hashtag Actor's Life self-tape, just in case other people are searching for those. It's a way to be discovered. Going to reply to that. And now this is just an experiment, right? Let's see if by the end of this broadcast, Ryan is following me and has maybe added me to a list or has replied, or we've created some kind of rapport together by the end of this broadcast. He doesn't know we're doing this. Don't tweet him. Don't let him in on this yet. We can all tweet him at the end if you want. But this is, just a little test to show you, like, hand-to-hand combat's freaking, like, so powerful, right? You can do this on Instagram. Search for Actor's Life. You really should be supporting other people in the community, because I don't know what Ryan's done. This big film, what if Ryan gets it? You know, and then Ryan goes, holy shit, Ross, you know what, man? That motivation you gave me just made me put in that extra 3-4% into my self-tape. You got it, mate. And then, then he feels reciprocity. He feels like, you know what, I'm going to look out for him next time. Any opportunity comes up for Ross, maybe he'll just tag me in something. That's happened before, where people have tagged me in a tweet previously, and I've done a self-tape for it, and I've got a job. Just randomly on Twitter. And, decent jobs. That was an advert. There was fair few £100 just for doing an advert. But hand-to-hand combat, you can't just go, right, everyone should look at me, I'm going to put some content online, and I deserve for you to follow me. It annoys me the way people, again, feel so entitled. It's like, you know what, you want a following of 20, 30, 40, 50, 100,000 people, and yet you're just not prepared to support anyone else, or follow anyone else, or retweet anyone else's stuff, or if you have got a reply off somebody because they've seen your show reel and they tweet you something, and I have a look down sometimes, and these people who are saying, oh, I deserve this, that, and the other. And you have a look, and a couple of people have, commented on their show reel, and they haven't had the decency to reply to those comments. If you can't reply to 2 people, don't have the audacity to say that you deserve 100,000 people following you, and you deserve all that attention and all the arbitrage that comes with it, because you don't. Hands-on combat is powerful. So let's see what Ryan does. Andrew Dalton's in the house. All right, my man. Hope you are well. New member announced on this, I think. I am starting to feel I am shit based off this whole agent thing. Don't, Bobby, right? Persevere, my man. Perseverance is key. Bobby's smashing out a lot of letters to agents right now. And you know what, Bobby, you've just not found the right fit yet. That's all. But again, life's about alternatives. You've got 2 options here. You carry on writing and you eventually get the result you want, or you stop. It's up to you. It's literally as simple as that. It's so straightforward. Just what's the alternative? Keep going. Maybe get a result, stop, definitely don't get a result. Kev from Ireland's here as well, from Dublin. Hi from the premiere of the documentary, where it went well on Saturday. Kev's done a great documentary, again, created his own work. He did a great documentary on homelessness. Kev, off the back of your homelessness documentary, I was walking down Oxford Road. I swear to God, this is off the back of watching your documentary. I was walking down Oxford Road in Manchester on Friday, and I noticed a homeless guy sat on the floor. Went over and just sat with him. just had a chat because I saw you do it in your documentary, and I saw Sharon, the woman in your documentary, say how much that meant to her. I didn't have much money. I had about 30p and change. Something like that. I wasn't there to give him any money. Just wanted him to feel that like he existed, and he was drawing. He was actually drawing a picture, a memorial to Lee Rigby. I think he might have been an ex-squaddie, and he had his canvas out, and he was drawing this, and his idea was that he was going to draw begging spots in Manchester, particular spots where they were well known in the homeless community for like good spots for begging, and he was drawing them, and then he was having them put on mugs, and he was selling the mugs for homeless charities. I just thought, what a ledge. This guy's doing this like hustle off his own back on the freaking streets, and there's actors complaining about having no opportunity when they've got absolutely nothing to complain about. They're just complaining about dumb shit, whereas this guy's being entrepreneurial and creative on the streets. And that's because I watched your documentary, Kev, so it affects people, mate. Well done. Definitely. Kerry says, measure your success based on how much fun you're having. Yeah, absolutely. It's not all about the $1 million, you know. Definitely. Lee says, I run off the cuff theatre company, and we run that to give other actors, writers and directors opportunity, and it's very fulfilling. Again, creating your own stuff. Absolutely. Julie says, had a great time acting in the Fringe, Manchester Theatre, Profit Share in Edinburgh when I was younger. Fab time in my life, learnt a lot. The Great Manchester Fringe has started again today, hasn't it? I'm sure it started on the 1st of July. Again, another thing, Petch, the guy who helps me film the vlog, he's all over the Great Manchester Fringe. He's doing a great play this year. He did one last year. It won a new writing award as well, which led to like a bursary for the writer to write something else. Would never have got that money had he not written something. Amy says, totally agree. Creativity is fulfillment. Started to write comedy and love it. Love reading in on castings, singing in the shows, dancing in my bedroom, etc., etc. Karen Allen is here. Listen, I've got another podcast I want to show you. Then I'll read some more comments. I'm doing this on Thursday. These are two guys who have been like great friends of ActsOnThis.tv over the years. Robert James Collier on the left there. You'll know him as Thomas in Downton Abbey. You'll also see him starring in Ackley Bridge at the moment as one of the new. Is he the deputy head of year, or is he the? I think he is, isn't he? I don't think he's the actual head teacher in it, but he's one of the new guys in it in this series, Channel 4 on Tuesday. Oh, I'm a terrible friend, aren't I? I should know this. He's my mate. Tuesday nights, I think, or is it Monday night? Tuesday nights, isn't it? Tuesday nights, I think. And then on the right hand side, Jordan Hogg. This is the fearless guy I was talking about. This is Jordan Hollywood Hogg. BAFTA-winning director and also director of Ackley Bridge. Now, these two boys are coming around to my apartment on Thursday night at 6 o'clock. Sometime between 6 o'clock and 8:30, we will be recording another premium podcast for ActsOnThis.tv premium members. Again, if you've not got your membership, go over to the site. It's £2.50 a week. It's a total no-brainer. Now, I've been asking people in the private community on the website to email me. This is only, I can't do this for everyone, this is only for premium members. Email me your phone number and any question you have on acting, on getting auditions, maybe the work these guys did on Ackley Bridge, how you would audition for a series like this. I don't know, anything you want to know. Rob's in Downton Abbey. The brand new Downton Abbey film comes out on September the 13th. That's going to be a worldwide success. This guy's worked like on one of the biggest shows in the world. Any questions you've got, and he didn't go to drama school, by the way. Any questions you've got that you just need answers to in your career that you think these guys might have been through, similar hurdles, getting agents, sacking agents, sorting show reels out, anything you could possibly imagine. Send me your phone number and that question to help@actsonthis.tv. It's only for premium members, like I say. You can send a question in. I will check if you've got a membership. You've got to be fair for those who are invested in the community. And we'll ring you. I'll probably get through maybe only 5 or 6 people, though, because we generally give quite in-depth advice. But you might be getting a call from us on Thursday night. And these are going to be happening like more and more. Now, I've got Natalie Payne from Payne Management, another great agency, coming on, I think on the 10th of July. Again, it's going to be a phone-in for an agent phone-in. I just want you guys to get actionable advice. I think there's a lot of motivational content out there on the web, and that's all very well and good, but if you don't actually know what action to take, it's bullshit. You can feel motivated and sit in front of your desk, in front of your computer, like, right, come on, I'm ready to go, and you actually have no idea what I need to do. So you'll get a chance to speak to those two guys live on this podcast, and then that will go out. One disclaimer is, if you do get a call, anything you discuss on the call will be recorded for the podcast that all the other members will get to listen to, so don't say anything that you wouldn't want anybody else to hear. But by all means, ask whatever you want, whatever you're comfortable, talking about come on, and all three of us will try and give you, the best advice that we can. Martin says, since having brain spine surgery, 2 years ago, and starting on this acting path during recovery, I'm determined to use every day to get there. Unfortunately, now I'm staring down the barrel of a 9 to 5 job at the cost of my acting dream. Family has to come first, but it's stressful. Yeah, man. Honestly, Martin, I did this for 11 years, mate. It's a difficult one. I'm not gonna like dumb it down and say, no, it's dead easy, leave your job, particularly if you've got dependents. But you must find a way to transition out, mate. You cannot have a successful acting career with a 9 to 5 job. They just are incongruent. They're incompatible. It's difficult. You need to transition out, and whether that's, for me, what that was building a business on the side. I was getting involved with as a casting assistant, actually, whilst I was in this 9 to 5 job. I was doing 40 hours a week, mate, expecting to have some success in my acting career. It's bullshit. It was never going to happen. I convinced myself it was, though, for like 4 years out of drama school. And I only did that because all my mates were doing it as well. And I just ended up becoming one of those people, like all of my mates in drama school were, just complaining about how hard this industry is and how unfair it is. And it isn't. It really isn't. And it's never quiet. This is something else I don't buy. It's never, ever quiet. Today, I went to a read-through for the BBC for a brand new 6-part drama with a cast of maybe 35 people. I'm at a Netflix read-through tomorrow for the last 2 episodes of this thing called The Stranger that I've been doing. And that's an 8-part series for Netflix. There's so many things going on all the time. The only people who are going to accept anybody saying, oh, it's quiet, are other... It just sounds really, really harsh, but like just loser friends and like, other people who are like going to accept that as an answer. You can't even accept that off your agent because it just isn't. Honest to God, it just isn't. Your agent can never say it's quiet. Just look at Spotlight at any point. It's never, ever quiet. But you've got to find a way to get out of that job, Martin. So I transitioned out initially, just cutting down like a day here and a day there and a day there, until eventually, I'd built up enough. It took about, to be honest, mate, like 8 months. They said 8 hours. It took 8 hours, I got out. About 8 months of real dedication, though. So I was coming home from work, doing a 10 till 6 shift, or sometimes I was doing like a 1 till 10 shift. That was like a killer. But I was going, right, well, I've at least got 9 till 12 in the morning, or, I've got like 7 till midnight in the evening, and you've got to use those hours. And that's really hard because you're going to come home and you're going to be tired, and if you've got family, you're going to have kids to entertain, your partner, all this sort of stuff. It's hard, but you've just got to find a way. That's just the brutal reality of it. Otherwise, you won't get where you want to go. Unfortunately, there's no one going to really like pick you up and just pluck you out of that situation. It's hard work, mate, but again, if you think I can help you or you think the community can help you, just let us know if you need anything. Paul says, took last week's live, all on board, been tweeting all week, at least twice a day, commenting, sharing, retweeting, and already noticed a difference. A few new followers and way more interaction. Honest to God, it really is. It's about getting that momentum up as well. I'll check on Twitter in a minute, see if our mate Ryan said anything yet. Jill's here, Alex Shewitt's in the house as well. How are you doing? Hope everybody is good. So yeah, all about getting the momentum up, all about just taking action and just continuing on that road. Let's see if Ryan has said anything. Oh, we've got quite a few. Oh, see, there you go. Well, it's not a huge thingy response, but let me share it with you. Web browser. Right, so what's Ryan saying? Almas said, hi Ross. Really trying to follow your advice. Been tweeting away, and today learning Instagram from Peter Everett Walsh whilst waiting not to be used on a Bollywood movie. All right, Alma, nice one. So here you go. So Ryan's liked the reply, replied, said thank you. So he's not followed yet. Now, that might take a couple more interactions then. Let's see. Let's see if we can get him. No problem, mate. Let us know if you ever need any help with anything, and be sure to check out. Oh, I wish I could type. I can't type under pressure because I know everyone's watching. That's on this .tv for some, let's go capital letters, great info. Would be awesome to have you in the community. Smart. Oh no. Smart. Oh, I can't type. Oh my God, look, I don't know what to do, a smiley bloody face. There you go. No problem, mate. Let us know if you ever need any help with anything. And be sure to check out actonthis.tv for some great, let's go throw a hashtag in there. Acting info. Will be awesome to have you in the community. There you go. Bosh. Right, honestly, we're fishing for Ryan tonight. He doesn't know it, that he's live. Loads of people are watching him. Let's see whether that gets him some followers by the end of the broadcast. Ryan, you've got 22 minutes left to start following. But sometimes this is what you got to do. I mean, just literally hand-to-hand combat with people. The amount of times amount of time I'm spending replying to people all the time on lots of different platforms, and it's just adding value. It's doing the right thing, adding value to people's lives. That's the only way you get people's attention, by actually adding value. It can never be, consistently, look at me, look at me, look at me, watch my thing, watch my show reel, here's my scene, give me a job. It's bullshit. It doesn't work like that. I always try and go, look, I'm going to give 51% and I'm going to ever ask for 49% back. Gunny's here. All right, man. Hope you are well. Let's have a look. Well, I've got all these comments. Apologies, I'm missing some. So I put out a podcast video. Andrea, you did. Said I put out a podcast/video diary last week. So it's like a video podcast. A podcast are normally audio, but you put a video, a vodcast out, like a video diary last week, Andrea. I saw it. It was awesome. Very vulnerable. So you spoke a lot about personal endeavor, personal things in your life that were really interesting. It got a lot of views. Now the thing with you is when you put something out, a piece of content, you then have to be consistent. So it depends on what you promise your audience. So my advice is, like, be conservative initially. The tendency is you want to go, right, I'm going to do this every day. I did that. And then you find after 3 or 4 days, you're like, oh God, what do I talk about now? And it can become a little bit panicky and a bit of a chore. And you're like, oh, I've got to put something out. If you say you're going to do it daily, your audience are going to expect it daily, and you're going to have to do it daily. Because the day you don't do it, your audience drop off because like, oh, Andrea's full of shit. She's not going to do it. And they get bored and they move on to something else because there's so much competition for people's attention. So anyone who's starting something off, maybe you want to go, right, I'm going to do this once a week or just, once every 2 weeks. But whatever you say you're going to do, you must stick to that. That was something I learned early on. I got too enthusiastic and I was going to go, right, I'm going to do 3 podcasts a week. So hard. It's so hard to keep that consistency up when you have a life and you try to do other things. I mean, I've got Act on This to balance, voiceover career, acting career, in-person meetups, readings, so many different things. And it's sometimes really, really hard. Like Ricky said before, I don't know where I have the time. Sometimes I feel overwhelmed. Like even today, I just feel sometimes like a bit like, oh my God, how can I get it all in? When I was first starting off, I definitely wouldn't have been able to because I wouldn't have had the processes in place. But anyone who's starting anything up, consistency is key. So if you're going to do a podcast, everyone should do a podcast. If you're going to do a podcast, or you're going to do a video diary, or you're going to do a vlog, or you're going to do little 10-second comedy skits that you're going to put out on Twitter or YouTube or whatever, then be consistent, because that's how your audience builds. The moment you drop off, unless you tell your audience, listen, I'm going on holiday and I'm not going to be able to do a video for 2 weeks, but I will do some exclusive stuff while I'm out on holiday and I'll just surprise you with it. If people are expecting your content, they're pretty fickle and they get a bit pissed off when you don't put it out. Imagine all the premium members who are paying $250 a week on Acts on This. If I suddenly went 2 months without putting a piece of content out, you'd be like, well, that's a rip-off, and I'd fully expect it all to cancel. So I'm constantly like, right, I need at least 2, 3, 4 pieces of content for these guys every single month. But good on you, Andrea, for doing that. I thought it was wicked. Really enjoyed it. Simon Barton in the house. All right, Si. He's here. Alex Hall is here as well. What's Steve Goodwaney? Was that a vlog? So, oh, you know what? That was something. Yeah, I almost had that. So Steve, you did, mate. That was something else. Yeah. Steve tagged me in a tweet on Twitter for doing a blog style thing for. Who was that for, Steve? Was that? Oh, I can't remember who it was for. But I actually made that. Me and Petch made that vlog that they were asking for in the advert. I got pencil for it. Never actually ended up getting that job, mate. But yeah, cheers for that. Yeah, that was another example of just getting a job off Twitter, basically, because people are looking out for you. So cheers, Steve. Andy Johnson's here as well. Andrew Connor is here. All right, mate. Hope you're well. Again, I'm missing so many comments. I'm so sorry. Sarah Jane says, I know you've had quite a bit of experience reading in at castings and table reads, Ross. How did this come about? Was it because of your experience in voiceover? Down at your network with casting directors? Completely down to network, Sarah Jane. Yeah, I mean, I got invited by the production company today to do that one. I was invited by the production company to do the one tomorrow. There is no getting into reading in stuff. There really is no like route into it. It is about getting established. You need credits first of all. To be honest, you need TV work because the first few times I started doing it, I remember when Andy Pryor, I think, wanted me to read in for something. They'll ask for your show reel because ultimately you're in a room with some of the most. When you're at a read through, so what a read through is, if people aren't aware, before a TV project goes into production. So this one today, Life, Mike Bartlett's written it. Guy who wrote Dr. Foster. It's called Life. I think it's been announced. I won't tell you about the cast and stuff because I don't know if I'm allowed if it's been announced. But before it goes into production, like the week before it starts filming, they'll get the cast, the crew, the execs, everybody around a big table somewhere. And sometimes, I mean, like, this room can be full. There's like 100 people there. Sometimes the Netflix ones are streamed live as well to Netflix execs in America. And you all sit there and ultimately read the script. Well, the actors act the scripts out while sat down around a big table. It's amazing. It's so good. You get an absolute masterclass because sometimes, the leads in these are like massive names. You get to hang out and meet and, pick the brains of all these amazing people. And I got into it through working in casting initially, Sarah Jane, 10 years ago. So I was in a casting assistant, just helping people out. That was how I wanted to learn about the industry. I left drama school and I knew nothing, so I wanted to learn a little bit from casting directors. So I went to work for a casting director in Manchester, and then I got invited to a read-through off the back of that. Shit my pants. I was like, oh my God, this is a big deal. But I must have done a good job. I just tried as hard as I could. And that's the thing at a read-through. A lot of people think they're too cool for school and they go into actually just read and they'll sort of talk like this. I'm being dead natural. And, I'm just going to say my part like this because this is how I'd do it if I was on the telly. And you're in a room with 100 people. No one can fucking hear you. Speak up. If you're at a read-through, give it some energy. An incredible actress today who's been around a long time was giving it everything today. And I'm like, God, if she's doing that, no one's got an excuse. She was doing a scene where she was stood up at a party talking, speech. Got up and stood up at the table and was delivering it to the room as if she was, she was actually in the scene. And it just makes a world of difference. If you're at a read-through, give it some. And I've been given parts from being in read-throughs because I've given it some. Getting into it is difficult. It's just complete kind of chance. The only way a guy who was new there today got into it because I was asked to, they needed an older male, and it was right, do you know anybody? So I said, no, I don't, but this other person who I'm getting in at the read-through, who I recommended, might know somebody, and she knew somebody, so then they got an invite. But you only get one go, really, to really do a good job and get asked back. If you don't feel you're ready, don't do it yet. If you're in a room of 100 people and there's a lot of famous people there, you're going to shit yourself, and you're not going to perform well because you've not had enough experience yet. Don't do it yet because you probably won't get asked back. But it's awesome. It's great. It doesn't always lead to jobs. I probably had 3 jobs out of 50 read-throughs, so, you don't always get anything, but it's just nice to kind of be involved. But when you've got a body of work, yeah, it's just a matter, I guess, of if you're in, casting for something, on the way out, speak to the casting assistant or the casting associate or someone who's there and say, hey, listen, if you need anybody in the future, I'm always here. Just a matter of patience, really, I guess. But it is nice to be able to, to be able to go along and just feel a part of it, even when you're not working on it. Mark Hill's here. All right, Mark, how you doing? Trey says, I'm very happy. 30 plus years of acting work, many lovely jobs with many lovely people. No one can take that away from me. Now hanging out with lovely young actors at Inspire Actors Studio, being creative, all makes me very happy. Yeah, that's just, keeping your saw sharp as well, What's that book? The something of highly effective people. Shit, I can't remember it. It's all about keeping that saw sharp there, really, and just learning, going, still going to classes even when you feel you're established. It's you can always learn something by continuing working on your craft. Lynn and Ruth is here as well. Did my question about social media get lost in the shuffle? Bobby, what question did you ask, mate? Let's ask it again, and I'll look out for it. Paul says he's cut down from 40 hours to 25 hours. Gets me by. Can't afford many luxuries, but have way more time to audition and create my work. Yeah, awesome, Paul. People do waste money. I'm a bit of a hypocrite because I wasted a bit of money on the vlog yesterday by buying a £5 strawberry milkshake because it was so freaking hot. I'm always telling actors to stop wasting money on dumb shit. But you know what? I'm only saying that for people who are complaining about having no money or not having enough money to put into their acting career, or not having enough money to pay for their Spotlight subscription or their Equity subscription or an Acts on This.tv subscription. None of my advice, please remember this, let me say this, nothing that I put out, don't take any of it as gospel. It's just my opinion. I could be completely wrong about so many things. But two, what was my point? One. What was my point? Oh yeah, all of my stuff is just for people who are complaining. If you are happy, genuinely, you're happy. Nothing to do. Like, you've won. That's it. None of this applies. All this stuff is just for people who feel they are not where they want to be. So when I'm saying, like, if you're not where you want to be, take a look at what you're spending. And if you've got a Spotify subscription, a Netflix subscription, an Amazon Prime subscription, you're going out at the weekend, you're buying £70 pairs of jeans and all this nonsense. You're saying you've got no money, but you and your mates are buying a round of Sambucas on a Saturday night. They're the people I'm talking to. Those people who genuinely aren't spending any money on any luxuries at all and are really hustling don't apply to you. And those people who are just happy buying a round of Sambucas on a Saturday night and a £70 pair of jeans and they've got the Netflix and everything and they're not bothered, they're like really happy doing that. But that's totally cool. Who am I to say that's wrong? But cutting down from 40 to 25 might mean that you don't have the money pool to spend on extra stuff, but that fulfillment you get from doing the thing that you love, more than makes up for that. Lynn's been rehearsing. Hope that's been going well for you. Patrick says, "Hi Ross, can we share and connect with our Acts on This TV community here, our social media handles, so that we can support each other?" Yeah, definitely, mate. Without a doubt, post them now. I'll read a few out. But yeah, definitely. Everyone on here should be like following each other as well. If you see somebody in the comments here, on Facebook, hover over their name, click the button to add them as a friend, go on their profile or whatever, or do that afterwards. Trawl back through these comments after this broadcast finishes in like 10 minutes, and then just hover over people's names and just friend them. You'll notice I'm friending a load of people who are just actors. I said that I wanted to like mix up my Facebook feed. I wanted to start seeing other people's lives. You get a lot of people who go all insular and go, "I'm going to do a Facebook call." I'm like, I'm not bothered about that. I never share anything on Facebook that I wouldn't really want anybody to see or anything too private. I want to try and meet all 7.8 billion people in the world, and probably not going to be able to do that. But I'd like to try and meet as many as I can. So you know what? I'm just friending anybody who's an actor in this industry, because I'm like, you know what? Let's support each other. Filmed my first showreel scene, says Sophia, with Chris Stone today after meeting you, Ross, and the info you put on here. So thank you, Ross, and Chris Stone, and the lovely Miranda. Oh, if you work with Miranda, you'll get a fantastic scene. She's a brilliant actress, Sophia. Who came to help out for nothing. You will defo be paid. So you would have paid for that scene, so she was in it. But yeah, you know what? People are asking this all the time. They're going, if I watch a showreel scene and I'm booking it, should I ask an actor who I'm going to get in it to pay half? Entirely up to you, but this is the scenario, right? If you pay for the full scene, say you're going to Chris Stone, go to chrisstoneshowreels.com if you don't know who he is. In my opinion, the best showreel producer in the UK. He doesn't pay me, no affiliation whatsoever, no commission, anything like that. He's just a good friend of mine and helps me out with my showreel. If you pay for the whole thing, then it means you have complete editorial control. So Chris will write you a scene, for example, that favors you over the other person, because in a scene, obviously you're going to share the screen time. But if it's your showreel scene and you're paying for the full thing, Chris can write it so it's geared more towards your character. Your character is on screen more, thus you have more to work with in your showreel. Also means that you can choose exactly who you cast in it. And it also means that you can have say over the edit, you can have say over the location, costume. Ultimately, the actor who's with you is getting a showreel scene out of it that's shot to the highest standards. So even if they get a 10-second clip of it, and 1 minute and 50 of it is on you, it's still worthwhile for them. They've got some great looking footage because Chris only shoots the best stuff. But yeah, that's the alternative. If you get them to pay, say, like, I don't know, someone asked the other day, what if I just get them to pay 30%? Well, you've got to be fair, because the right thing to do then is to give them 30% of the editorial control. So they have to have a say in what you guys are wearing, where you're shooting it, the lines. If they don't like the way it's written, they're going to have some say. So it's entirely up to you whether you ask for money or not. But if you want to shoot a showreel scene and probably only shoot it once because you're like, right, I've got exactly what I need, pay for it. Just pay for it. And then you don't get any politics, no arguments, no back and forth, or no. So, sometimes I've seen actors go, right, well, that's it then. I'm not giving you rights to put it out then. You're like, what? So, I've just spent all this money and you're not signing to release it. you don't want to get into those kind of conversation with people. Just pay for it. Jennifer's here. All right, Jennifer, hope you are well. Lee Mountjoy it was, Stephen. Thanks for reminding me. Yes, it definitely was. I played opposite a few soap stars in Panto over the years, says Adam, was always scared to ask for help or info about how they get involved, even though even a small part in one would be my dream job. I guess it wasn't the thing to do and didn't want to appear pushy. One thing I have learned, I don't know if you noticed, I put 101 lessons out, like 101 tips for actors in the Facebook group the other day. I was just sat in Costa having a brew, and someone asked me what my top 3 tips would be. And I thought, I can't give you 3. Like, I don't have 3. Started writing a few down, and by the time I'd kind of got into it, I'd written like 60 things. I thought, I'm going to write 101 of these. So I did. And one thing I've learned over the years is how much I kick myself when I leave a set, or I leave a room, or I leave somewhere, and I don't ask that thing I really wanted to ask. I don't get a photo with that person I really would love to have a photo with. I ask for photos with everybody now, and it's not a fan thing or a weird thing. I just realised I'm going to be 92 one day, and how nice would it be, if I can still see, to look back over the people I've met and worked with over the years. It's not like a weird, oh, that's not really cool, is it? Oh, you don't want to be starstruck. It's not being starstruck. I love people. I love meeting people. I want to document who I've met. Isn't it nice to show the kids, oh, that person, yeah, oof, there I am, meeting them, work with them, or whatever. When I have thought, oh no, I'm going to be too cool for school and I can't ask that, I've always felt disappointed. And I mean, like, always, every single time, going, oh, you're a dick. Like, just swallow your pride and say, hey, whilst you're here, I know tomorrow I'm going to this read-through for The Stranger, going to get a picture with Harlan Coben, the novelist, because he's just a great guy. He wrote me into this drama, and Hannah John Kamen. She plays Ghost in the Marvel films. My scene was with her, but we had such a good time when we were filming the scene last week. And what a photo with them both, because I'm like, you know what, you've impacted my life in a really positive way. I want a record of that. So ask Adam basically anything. Honestly, what can people say? No. Not gonna. And generally, everyone you speak to is like so happy to talk to you. Hannah's doing a podcast, by the way. Any Marvel fans out there? That's another Acts on This.tv premium podcast that we'll have on the site. Probably this month, early next month. Definitely, but always ask. And particularly when you're asking for advice, people love to help. We all love to feel we can help people. So it's nice to be asked things. So I'm sure they wouldn't mind. People are all putting their handles down for Twitter and stuff. By all means, go back through this replay. If you listen on the audio experience, go to actsonthis.tv. Go into the video. No, don't go there. Go there anyway, but go to facebook.com/actsonthistv. Go to the video section and look at the video that was published on the 1st of July 2019, and you will see this video. Go through the comments if you want. Follow people. Hook up with people and support them online. Haley says, Ross, do you think supporting artist work is good to network with casting directors and actors? I do get quite a lot of supporting artist work, freelance voiceover for radio. I'm also a radio presenter, host, singer, songwriter. I think the thing for anyone is credits, often getting a spotlight. So no background work or supporting artist work is going to ever count as a credit for spotlight. But if you're first starting off in the industry, supporting artist work is really useful for set etiquette. So if you want to be an actor and you're just starting off on your journey and you've never been on a set, do some extra work. You don't have to do loads, do some supporting artist work just for a bit, because you're going to learn so much about how a set operates. You're going to learn about crew, how they operate, the names of different people and what they do. You'll hear names thrown around like this guy's the grip. Here's things like best boy. Here's the gaffer. People are like, I don't know what all these people do. Like, get on a set and watch them. You'll see the guys lighting scenes. You'll see them, setting up for different shots. The cameraman, you'll hear all that language. You'll hear how directors work. You'll understand what people means by, first, please. I mean, like, get back to your starting point. We're going to do the scene again. All this sort of stuff. It's a real great education. So then when you do get your first job and you go on set, you're not walking on going, hi, I have no idea what I'm doing. So I do think it is valuable. I think people look down the noses at it a little bit sometimes if they're like, oh, you're just an extra. Do you know what is bullshit? This whole thing that, like, this is myth, this urban myth. Oh, you've got to stop doing extra work because you're just always, that's all you'll ever be seen as. I promise you, no casting director gives a shit or knows you're doing extra work. They're too busy. They're not looking and going, now, Haley, is she doing extra work today? They don't care. They absolutely do not give a shit. No director will remember you or care that you've done extra work. They just don't care. Like, they're too busy looking after everybody else and doing their own thing. But this is this thing that people seem to banter around, like as if they know it all. Like, oh yeah, no, you'll only ever be looked at as an extra if you do more extra work. No, just do extra work for as long as you want. Then stop. It's up to you. Then stop and then start working towards what you need to work towards. If you need to dip in again for 2 days and do a bit more extra work whilst you're establishing your career because you need some money, do it. No one cares. Honestly, I don't know where that came from. It's the worst piece of advice ever. Definitely. What's up, Alma? Alma's something. She's lost the feed. I think it's still working. I can still see this working just fine. And you can watch the replay, Alma, if you're struggling. Adam says, a few people have said it's frozen. Anyone else? Or is it back? Hopefully we're back. I'm freezing. Oh, now everyone's saying frozen. Still good for me, says Peter. Refresh your pages. Hopefully it'll come back. We're going to start wrapping up in a second anyway. People are all putting their Instagram and their Twitter handles and stuff on there as well. Kerry says I sometimes work as a runner on Welsh soap. I've learned so much. Yeah, working as a runner is really great to do as well. Test different things out. Taste different jobs in this industry. Michael Keogh was saying in this podcast I'm coming out with on Wednesday with Jay, the lad from Emmerdale, and Jonathan. Was saying he's not acting anymore. He's tried, he's I think he's 40 now, and he's got into directing, and he just loves that. He just wants to direct now, and that's fine. You can go back into acting any other time. You can work till the day you die. But there's plenty of scope for you to just taste lots of different things and see what it is that you like in the industry. So hopefully that's all good. We are back. Everybody can see, and I haven't frozen. Let's see if we've had anything from our mate Ryan. Brilliant, thank you. Oh, right. Ryan was following us already. Oh, right. Well, that... Let me show you what's happened here. This is funny. Right. So our man Ryan here says, brilliant, thank you. I followed you guys for a while on here and love the work you do. And if I click on Ryan Enova... look, Ryan follows you. So we were trying to get him to follow us, even though he followed us. That's complete coincidence. Follow your passion and never let anyone limit your dreams, says Ryan's Twitter there. Nice one, Ryan. Well, that's awesome, isn't it? So he was following us. So that, you know what? We've just concreted that relationship a little bit more. Just giving him a little bit more support. I like that tweet for him. Job done. Haley says, hi, Ross. Loving... something. I'm currently on your live Facebook. Really good content. Thank you, Haley. Oh, that's Haley. I just spoke to you on Facebook as well. Rock and roll. And Ryan said thank you there as well. Bosh. There you go. Well, that's good, isn't it? So we've made, hopefully, Ryan go and do a good self-tape and not worry about not having an agent. Honestly, if you're good enough, this is all you need to remember. The market will dictate whether you work or not. No one cares whether you've got an amazing agent or not, or no agent or whatever. If you really are good enough and you can show a casting director you are, and you blow them away with a self-tape or audition, they'll bring you in and they'll work with you and they'll see what the crack is. Big stations, BBC, ITV, maybe they're not going to go, right, you know what, we're going to take a chance on a complete unknown who's got no agent, has never done anything else before. That's probably not going to happen. But you know what, like, if you haven't got an agent and there's a role for like 3 lines, 4 lines, and you just smash it and you do really good and you suit the part, I've seen people get jobs who haven't been represented. It's not counted against them if they're good enough. The market is the market. It will decide, definitely. But you've got to put yourself out there so that at least the market can see you. Just like anything, buying a product off the shelf of a shop, like, if it's good enough, you don't care whether that brand's been around 20 years, do you? You're like, if it's good and does the job well, I'm going to buy that. I don't care if something's, this thing I've got here, it might be made by Ribena Frusion, yeah? But I don't give a shit that it's Ribena. It could be a brand new brand, Byrena. And it's nice. It was on half price from Sainsbury's, so I bought it. And now I really like it. But I didn't buy it because of the brand. They go, oh, you know what? If that fruit juice hasn't had an agent for 20 years, I'm not buying that. So now I'm going to give that a crack because I like it. Laura said it's frozen as well. Bloody hell. Hopefully it's not just continuing to freeze. I should have a fine replay version of this, so apologies if it has been freezing. And Haley's been kicked out. Sorry about She's frozen as well, but it's working fine for other people. And looks like it's been completely working fine for me. It unfortunately just looks like, depends what server you've connected to on Facebook, unfortunately. I don't have any control over that. But we'll call it a day now anyway. 2 minutes past 10. I hope it's been useful. Just keep cracking on with stuff. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep putting yourself out there. Keep connecting with people online. Look out for these podcasts that I'm doing. And if you are a premium member of actsonthis.tv and you want to ask Rob and Jordan a question on Thursday night when we do this podcast, do email me, help@actsonthis.tv. Just put in the subject like Rob Jordan podcast, and just leave your phone number, your mobile number, and a question. I'm going to be ringing people from a withheld number. So if you get a call from a withheld number, don't hang up. No, you don't hang up. Don't not pick up. Make sure you pick the phone up, or you'll miss your opportunity. And we'll leave you a voicemail if you don't, and you'll be gutted. You'll be like, oh, I could have spoke to him. So, make sure you do that. Peter says, thanks, Ross. Can I post a link to my headshot site on the page? Do whatever you want, Peter. You've added value to the community. Yeah, see, I don't mind people advertising stuff that they do if they've been around the community a long time and they've just added value. That's just the right thing to do. Give you the opportunity to, get value back. What pisses me off is people who have never given any value to anybody, jump in the Facebook group, join, and the first thing they post is, hey, get my headshot session, £85. I'm like, fuck you. Like, don't come in here just selling stuff to people, this community that I've been nurturing for 8 years. It's bullshit. Of course you can, Peter, because you've been around a long time, man. Kerry says, thanks, Ross. So 11 a.m. Home Theatre Cafe on Saturday. Yes, last thing before I go, actsonthis.tv, the Manchester meetup and the London meetup is happening this Saturday, the 6th of July, and it's going to be at Home Theatre in Manchester, 11 a.m. I'm going to be hosting that one, Home Theatre, Manchester, near Deansgate train station, and we've got Wendy and Mel are going to be hosting the London one at Benugo Bar, BFI, South Bank, in London, 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. If you've never been, please come down. Would love to meet you. We sit downstairs at home in the cafe at the back. So when you walk in, turn left, you'll see us all at the back. Because normally, last time was about 40 people there. So, there's quite a lot of people there. We might end up actually getting a separate space in there eventually because we do tend to take over. But yeah, please do come and come and say hello and just have a coffee with us, some cake, and we'll try and help you out. What we normally do is we go around the group and we say, right, what you're after in the next month, what do you want to do in your career? What can we help you with? People set goals, and then we all chip in and go, right, okay, well, we can help you with that. Let's see, what else we can do for each other. So it's a proper collaborative event, really supportive. There's no stupid questions bar the ones you don't ask. So come and ask whatever you want. Would be great to see you there. And people have said in the past when they're coming down, they've been really nervous. They've walked in, they've seen us, and they've walked out again, and then they've walked back in again, and it's taken them a little bit of time. Please just come and say hello. Get the guts to come and see us, and it'd be great to meet you. Awesome. Right, well, I'm going to call it a day. Thank you so much for being here. If you need anything else, like I say, drop me an email, and hopefully I'll be speaking to some of you premium members on Thursday night with Rob Collier and Jordan Hogg. Until then, thank you so much. Get out there, do something great. I'll speak to you soon, all right? Until then, bye for now. I'm pressing the right button? Yeah. See you later.